Hi, Guardians. Today's Lost Sector for June 25th is K1 Revelation, located in Sorrow's Harbor, the Moon. Recommended power levels are 1830 for Legend and 1840 for Master. Season 21, Season of Deep, will have you facing Barrier and Unstoppable champions this week. Featured subclass surges are Arc and Strand, which will provide us with a 25% damage buff. Please take note of the Void threat, which is especially felt from the Lone Shrieker, and ranged fire from Hive Acolytes, which also pose a solar threat via their grenades and the Fire Pit modifier, where when defeated, they spawn fire pools that cause damage over time. Arc firing Boomer Knight should also be watched, but equipping a Void damage resist mod is preferred. Mitigating the remaining elemental threats will ultimately come down to playing cover and mobility. As always, a tier 10 resilience for that overall 30% DR is recommended. K1 Revelation is the longest of the Lost Sectors and requires a tame mechanic of clearing 3 zones and destroying each zone's crystal to spawn the final boss. As always, don't overthink your loadout here. As mentioned in my previous guides, I'm simply providing the basics of what is necessary and what factored into my build. Newer or underleveled players should play from range and utilize cover to methodically clear each area. The daily featured exotic reward is head armor. Hooray! Farming for your desired armor piece or role is recommended to be done on Legend. Although Master is advertised as having a higher drop rate, the efficiency of farming via Legend difficulty far outweighs the nominal uptick of higher RNG upon Master completion. If you are still seeking a Master Solo or Solo Flawless achievement in K1 Revelation, please refer to the link above for my playthrough guide. And if you enjoy Lost Sectors and find this guide helpful, then please consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you. The path to K1 Revelation is straightforward. Please note the Director and Sparrow path taken at the start of the video. Our loadout today has us channeling our inner Neomuni-inspired Osiris by leaning into Strand. Our Perpetualis auto rifle and circular logic machine gun will not only benefit from the daily surge, but also from the seasonal artifact mods, Improved Unraveling, Strand Soldier, Deeper Origins, and Overcharged Armory. Circular Logic will serve as our main trigger pool. I like to use machine guns for ad clear in addition to DPS, rolling with Target Lock and Feeding Frenzy, and compounded with its origin trait Nanotech Tracer Rockets, will be decimating mobs and melting targets. Our crafted Perpetualis rolls with Hatchling, where precision final blows or rapidly defeating targets with a non-precision weapon spawns a threadling at the target's location. It's a nice complement to our machine gun for ad clear, especially when in between reloads or needing to conserve ammo. Both guns synergize perfectly with our Strand subclass, especially when generating orbs and granting us godly damage resistance from Woven Mail via the Thread of Warding Fragment. The added protection from Woven Mail is highlighted in our survivability and aggressive playstyle when using our exotic burst DPS powerhouse, the Four Horsemen. Its intrinsic trait, Thunderer, increases rate of fire significantly and fires full auto. The Catalyst is especially nice by adding an additional round to the magazine and increasing our reload speed. This exotic simply shreds targets. Opting for the Titan class today, Woven Mail will also be gained by having Into the Fray aspect, where destroying tangles created by our Strand weapons and abilities from debuffed targets will proc Woven Mail. Further, while having Woven Mail, our melee regeneration rate is increased. Frenzied Blade, our melee, will also be severing targets, if not eliminating them in one shot, creating a tangle and continuing the cycle. Our exotic armor slot will be filled by Abeyant Leap, having the perk Puppeteer's Control, where our Drenger's Lash aspect spawns 2 additional projectiles, tracks more targets aggressively, and travels farther. We also gain Woven Mail when suspending targets. Suspending targets via our class ability, augmented by Abeyant Leap, and using shackle grenades will be our main outlet for crowd control, single target DPS, and of course, countering champions. Although designed specifically to stun unstoppable champions, shackle grenades are as overpowered as they are convenient to immobilize or isolate any champion. They are the meta, if you will, for all endgame content when dealing with all champions. Note, our auto rifle is also in line with the seasonal artifact mod to counter barrier champs, and we can use unraveling when procced on our strand weapons to pop barrier shields as well. However, conventional champion counter methods, if not basic gameplay, are all put to the wayside, as we are indeed the ultimate puppet master in K1 Revelation, suspending foes while orchestrating a sinister and deadly show, severing all in our path, while making even the late great Jim Henson himself take notice from his ethereal plane. Full loadout reveal at the end of the video and dim link in the description. Once inside, you'll first encounter Scattered Hive Acolytes, Shackle and Aid, and Proc Barricade to begin the puppet show. Mow down the darkness with machine gun fire and prepare to engage the Barrier Knight, which will move away from you and jump down further along the path if not dealt with immediately. Suspend up top or deal with below. Use Fourth Horseman to either delete or set up for an easy finisher. Note, finisher mods or abilities that take advantage of using finishers can be a bonus here or in similar endgame scenarios. The next section opens up to a cavern with a lone Shrieker in the distance. The Shrieker will not be alerted unless you progress beyond the box on the left side of the ridge walkway. This spot is also an excellent line of sight to eliminate the spawning acolytes on the far top platform. I like to clear them out first to avoid any fire grenades or interference when dealing with the next barrier champion. Advance forward to deal with the Shrieker. If you don't one-shot or quickly defeat the Shrieker, stay behind cover and regain your health before re-engaging the target. By now, the Barrier Knight below will have pushed forward to the next platform. Clear any stray ads or simply shackle, suspend, and Fourth Horseman out of existence. The landing below opens into a larger cavern where our final boss encounter waits in the back. But first, 3 shielded crystals need to be destroyed in 3 separate areas before we can spawn the boss ogre. The shielded crystals are in plain sight. Move toward the first area on the level which you landed, clear out the Hive Acolytes and Boomer Knight, which will spawn an unstoppable ogre and some red bar ads. Shackle, slay, and progress to the next zone. From here, you can either go top left or top right. Either way is fine. Each area will have the same add clear duties to spawn its unstoppable and lower the shield on its respective crystal to fire upon and shatter. Note, you can destroy each crystal as they unlock or wait until each zone is cleared. It's up to you. When each crystal is destroyed, the shield will be removed from the final crystal hovering above the nightmare effigy of the final boss ogre. Shoot and destroy the final crystal to begin the encounter. The ogre's void eye ray is deadly, so be careful to stay out of the open. I use cover on the right side to apply some initial DPS while waiting for the last barrier knight to appear. Getting into close quarter combat with the final boss or barrier knight is not recommended. Either the ogre's eye ray or ground stop will be deadly. I waited for the knight to become visible off to the right, another shackle grenade to suspend, and a few rounds from circular logic ended the knight quickly and kept me safe away from the ogre's line of sight. There will also be hive snipers along the back scaffolding. Eliminate as needed before dealing with the barrier and boss. Lastly, I lowered the ogre's health with my power weapon before popping my super and deleting the boss. Open the chest atop the scaffolding in the back right of the room and grab your loot. Clearing out the remaining ads is not required. And there you have it, K1 Revelation Lost Sector Guide for June 25th, Season 21, Season of the Deep. Please consider subscribing to the channel for more Destiny 2 content. And be sure to check me out on Twitch, where I stream daily and would love to hear your thoughts on Destiny and other games. Be safe, stay vigilant, and as always, may the light protect us all. Thank you for watching. Likes and shares are very much appreciated. And subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. Peace.